Hello all, BL Carter here, back with part 3 of a series, the endocrine system. And today we're going to look at the hormones secreted by the thyroid gland, the parathyroid, and the thymus glands. You can see here the thyroid, the parathyroids are here in the base, in the neck, and the thymus is here in the chest, just between the two lungs at the back of the breastbone, the breastplate. So, our thyroid gland. This guy regulates metabolism. It helps to control whether you gain weight, lose weight, among other things. There are two main hormones synthesized and secreted by the thyroid gland, and they are T3 and T4. The thyroid gland also produces selenium, and that is made from several different proteins. So again, we have yet another hormone critical to another major body gland, another gland that is dependent upon proteins. So making sure you get your proper amount of proteins is very important, because when you don't, the little bit that you get has to be divided amongst all these different glands, and somebody's not going to get their fair share. Somebody's not going to work properly. Selenium is required to produce thyroid hormones as well as to protect the thyroid gland itself. Now the parathyroid glands. These guys are located behind the thyroid, or just kind of adjacent to it, and this is a rear view of the neck area where the thyroid would be. You see thyroid cartilage here. There are four. So on the left side, you see this blue here, and on the right side, this little blue dot and this little blue dot. There are 4 parathyroid glands, and each of them are about the size of a grain of rice. They are way, way, way tiny. However, their only job is to regulate the calcium level in your body. So let's think about that for a minute. You have 4 of them, and their only job is to regulate the calcium level in your body. So that should tell you the calcium level might be pretty critical to your body's functions if the Creator made 4 little glands to work on that one particular nutrient by itself, or element, if you will. And that lets you know how important the parathyroid glands are. Them being part of this entire endocrine system, that lets you know how important the entire system is. But the parathyroid essentially helps the nervous and muscular systems function properly. So your nervous system, you use it all the time for everything. It's your sensory. It's when you feel, when stuff is going on inside your brain. Your brain is just a bunch of nerves, neurons, protons, etc. going on inside your body. And then you have your entire spinal column. You have nerves going up and down your legs, in your arms, your fingers, everywhere, as well as the muscular system. Calcium is the primary element that causes your muscles to contract. Where do we hear that word before? Contract. Contractions, pregnancy. Calcium is the primary element that causes your muscles to contract. Just keeping that in mind. Calcium levels are critical to the normal conduction of electrical currents along those nerves. So, all up and down your legs, within your brain, all the nerve cells, nerve endings, and the nerves in your brain are dependent upon calcium levels to be correct. So we know about selenium, We know about serotonin. We know about some of the other dopamines and all the other elements that you'll hear about on the TV, but you never hear them say calcium levels are important. So as you will see throughout many of my videos, calcium is critical in most of the body functions. And just the mere fact that, again, the Creator made 4 specific glands just to deal with calcium level only. That's the only thing they do. That in itself should tell you how important they are. Okay, and then the thymus. The thymus is located behind your sternum and between your lungs in the chest area, the chest cavity area. Here it is here, this yellow piece right here. The thymus is only active until puberty. So from birth until puberty is when the thymus is active. And what does it do? It stimulates the development of disease-fighting T cells. So think about that. It stimulates the development of disease-fighting T cells. So when you're first born, you've got this guy right here, this thymus, and its job from the time you're born until about puberty, whatever age that may be, its only job is to do what? Is to develop T cells, to develop fighter cells, to develop your little army soldiers that are going to fight any diseases you may come across. After puberty, it starts to shrink and it becomes fat. But you notice I have a note down here? If you have a particular gland, its only job is to produce fighting cells, fighting T cells, to fight off diseases in your body. Your body has in place measures to develop disease immunity from the day a child is born. So why the push for vaccinations again? If your body already has a procedure, a mechanism, and measures in place to develop disease immunity. Just a thought. And that's it for those 3 glands. And just some quick reminders. Again, this information is not meant to replace your physician. It is meant for you to use as a guide to help you. But I encourage you to take this information and research. It gives you some starting points. So research your particular health issues and see how this fits into the equation, how this puzzle piece fits into your particular puzzle. This video series is meant to be a help to those who struggle with any sort of endocrine disruption. And again, that's about 99% of anyone who's been diagnosed with any disease at all, because they all impact or are impacted by the endocrine system. And if there's a disruption in the endocrine system, there is going to be some disruption somewhere in the body. Or if there's a disruption somewhere else in the body, it is going to trickle over and spill over into the endocrine system. I encourage you to look for the next video in this series, the endocrine system, which will focus on the pancreas and the adrenal glands. And I also encourage you to share this video and be a blessing to someone else, because someone you know has some sort of disease, some sort of diagnosis, some sort of medical issue. And this could be good information, or actually share the entire series thus far. I'm going to create a playlist, and you can just share the playlist so that people can be aware, they can be educated about some of the glands and body functions that are affecting the disease, that are affecting their health, and begin to walk into their doctor's visits with a little more authority, because they've done some research, they've got a direction of research, and they can ask more informed questions and get more informed and direct answers, and help to guide their health better, and hopefully come off of a lot of the prescription medicines. And finally, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel so that you will get the notifications when other videos in this particular series are uploaded, or just any other content. So, if you've got any questions, feel free to drop your comments below. When it pertains to health, I will not necessarily answer directly on the in the public format in the spaces below. But if you leave some way to communicate with you, I will email you and communicate with you in a private manner, because I do believe healthcare is something private unless you choose to share it. I don't recommend you do, but if you choose to share, then I would still respond privately anyway. So hopefully you found some information in here to be helpful, and like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next round with the pancreas and the adrenals. Until then, be blessed and be safe.